Hi, everyone. Welcome to Rose Hill Paper Cottage. I thought I'd give you a quick little tour of my workspace. So, right when you enter in, I have a monitor and a computer and the printer. This is what I would call my admin space, and I've just added a little caddy there. It happens to have a magnetic strip on the front, so a few of my dies have made their way over there. But this is just a place where I just kind of do all of the administrative side of Rose Hill Paper Cottage. So I just received this caddy over here, this metal organizer, and I haven't really decided what to do with it. So it's sitting there nicely. And then I got this like dresser below the printer for like $5 at the thrift store, and I just keep all the papers in there for the printer things that I use. Below the desk portion is a couple of caddies in here, these plastic caddies, and this just holds all of my product, everything that I'm making or everything that I'm thinking of making. I kind of tend to, add projects here, and then I kind of use these like little decorative boxes to kind of keep things sorted and organized. And then you'll see I have other boxes under there for shipping. I have a closet that I'll show a little bit later, and, the rest of those supplies, but pretty much my, quick grab things, everything that I utilize, regularly are right there. And then I have a cutting mat on the side. So next to my dresser that's next to the desk is a rolling cart, and it keeps all of my shipping stuff. So, my bag toppers, my thank you product, my labels, tape, the scale, washi tape, packaging tape, just everything that I could possibly need for shipping things out is all right here. And I have loved that. It has been awesome. So next to me is a dresser, and right here in this first drawer, I just keep, just scraps mainly in this top. This is a drawer that I go to often, that I look for things in if, I need something for a project. I want to use those first. This drawer is still a little bit more empty, because as I've been tidy in my space, this just kind of like, I don't really have a true home for that stuff. So it's just there for now. Then comes all of the sari and the trims, and there's another video of where I made these card holders to hold all the ribbon, and I just try to keep it all organized, and I utilize, like little baskets. I mean, that's a perfect thing to just kind of keep things organized. It helps to keep everything in its place, and then you can also pull it out when you need certain things. So it's really, it's really handy to have. So the next drawer is more of the same kind of thing. So as you see, I have a lot. And then the very bottom drawer is kind of like all the laces, all of the specialty trims, maybe even things that, are either too short, but they're, I can't really wrap them around things or whatever. I just, they're just different than the sari trims is what I keep down here. And then at the very bottom, I have this really handy box, and I think it's like a garment box, like for sweaters or something, and I just keep my larger packaging for when I ship out like ledger pages and things like that. And then my sewing machine is nestled right there. I just pick it up easily. So here is my really just fun cubicle area where I just have like all these drawers, everything that I need, and my cute little like spinning tray. And I'll go into more detail about that in a minute. So everything that I use, here is stuff that I reach for often, and I try to have it as close to me as possible because it just saves time having things that are nearby instead of having to search for things. So, I kind of just put the closest things to me that I use often. And I'll show you a close-up of everything here in a second. But I just, kind of have things, categorized in each of the bins, and it just makes it easy. These are fantastic bins. I got them off of Amazon. I'll put the link below. But you have to just find things that work for you. So here's like a close up just showing, how I have each of them organized, just by type of thing that it is. And then in the back corner there are things that I don't really use all that often. some envelopes and things like that. And then on the top here is a lot of like embossing and some twine, extra glue, all of those sorts of things. All those top caddies came from Target. And then in the bottom drawers, I have some of my, inks and punches. And then the very last drawer has like Christmas in it. So I'd have to move a little bit my little turnabout to access back there, but it's not that hard, and this is not that heavy. So I purchased one of these rotating Lazy Susans is what we would call them. And you can turn basically anything into one. You just make sure you get the right Lazy Susan for the weight that it's going to have on top of it. And then obviously the diameter of whatever you're putting on. If you don't want to see it, the Lazy Susan piece, then, you would obviously get a little bit of a smaller one. So over here, I just have a rack full of, well, actually two of these like metal file folder divider racks on top of this cart. So in the bottom, I have just like letters. So everything's like categorized, and I use rubber bands, or I try to a lot. It just makes it easier to like flip through things and just put things by category. So these are deep bins on the bottom. There's 4 of them. And then I have like more narrow ones, up closer to the top. So I made these fabric bags last year, and they're really fun for just having the rubber bands in there. I've got some fabric in here, stuff I need to do things with. These are napkins, and then the tissue from Tim Holtz. So, and then some pretty doilies. So just, things like that. Then I have all of my wax stamp related items in here. So all of the beads, all of the handles, the different heads, the burners. And then at the top here, I just have some leftover like things that came with my embossing machine. And then underneath is like some book page. Occasionally I'll do stitched paper ribbon by request. And so I'll have that there. And then at the top here, I have a little bit more ink and staples. And then I have my cutters. I should have showed under my desk because I have larger ones there, like my guillotine and stuff, but I didn't. And then these are all of the cello bags for packaging, just whatever I need to package. I've just got an assortment of sizes in there. And then this here is my tag drawer. So they're either tags that I've received, made, am going to make, that sort of thing. And then again, they're all kind of, rubber banded. It just makes it easier instead of, trying to find things in a drawer to just be able to take a stack of stuff out. So I just kind of have those nestled in there. And then of course I showed you, this drawer already. This is kind of more like stuff in progress or things that I've received. So they're just kind of there for now. And then this is, just some like larger ephemera pieces and photographs, stuff like that are too large for the drawers. And then the very bottom drawer is empty for now. Sometimes I'll use it to kind of like put my recycling paper in there. And then that just makes it easier to just, take it over to the recycling. So on top here, I just have everything categorized in these large file folders. So I think I'm still going to adjust this. So I have ledgers and wallpaper, and everything is just, it has a category. And then towards the front, I have like the design team folders, stuff like that. So, I just have a folder for everything, vellum and maps and whatever. What I found though, is I didn't really like the traditional standard file folder. I really like the longer one. The traditional one gets caught on the metal rings a lot. And so when you're sliding things in and out, I don't think they work as well, so I'm going to recycle those and do something else with them, and I'm going to get these larger ones. The only other thing I thought about for the legal size ones is that they should be a little bit taller, because a lot of my items are a little bit taller, and I'd love to be able to read the tab. So, maybe in a future video I'll talk about that if I get around to it this year. You know how things like that go. So here's a tip. So Poster board is so cheap. You can get it at the dollar store, and I utilize it a lot, for not only just for taking photos, but also working on top of it, in order to kind of, lengthen the time that I have to work on my desk. My desk has contact paper too, but after a while, after scrubbing and, rubbing and getting glue stuck to it and scraping it, and, things are going to wear down. And so I am going to have to replace the contact paper eventually on top of my desk. But to give it longevity, you just cover up, a piece of poster board and you can work on that. And like here, I'm showing I did two different types of contact paper. So not only can I use these for photo props, but then I can also use them for, working on top of to save my desk. Another great use for poster board is to cut it down to size, whatever size that you're working with or that you need. I actually finish the edges with washi tape, and then I wrap my larger fabric pieces on top of, and then it just keeps it all nice and neat. I have more to do. I have started this last year, and I just, I haven't gotten around to the rest of the fabric, but I'm getting there, slowly but surely. That's one great thing about, a workspace. It's just always evolving, and it can just, things can become different things when you find better storage solutions for stuff. Then, you change it up. So, but I love the little poster board pieces for that. It works out perfectly. So right here is just kind of like my communication center. So not only my planners, but any notes that I write, I have it all right there. And then I have my pens in this caddy. This is a Pampered Chef caddy. I've had it for years. It's meant for like, utensils. So you could look for something like that. And then I happened to receive this basket full of stuff one year for, I don't know, a birthday or Christmas. And the caddy just happens to fit right inside of it. And so that was a great use to kind of camouflage the plasticky nature of it, to just bring a little bit of warmth in. So I really like both of those pieces. They've been incredibly useful. So just finding things like that. So here in the second bedroom, I have a closet, and it's very small, but it's as tidy as I can make it for the time being. We rent, so this is not my closet to alter, but I obviously have grand ideas of what I would do. So for now, I have all plastic, containers up at the top and just various things. They have been labeled, but then, I've changed some things around, and honestly, they're see-through. So I don't really need to label them, but labeling is important, especially if you, can't see things. So this is actually like a table that I turned upside down, and then anything that's kind of like long and rolled, I throw in there. And this just kind of shows you just, everything has a home. Stamps are in a box, pattern tissues in a box. I got these crates from At Home. I don't know if you have a store called that, but I think these crates you can pretty much get anywhere. And I just put all my books in there to keep things cohesive and not so kind of crazy. I like to turn my books backwards. I just to give some neutralness to the space. And then I have another three-tiered, rolling cart here. This one I think I purchased from IKEA, and I think it was like, meant for a bathroom or something like that. But I just utilize it and just put baskets on it and things like that. I love containers that you can see into and that have compartments. You can get these at Hobby Lobby. I think I got all of these at Hobby Lobby. You can get deeper ones. You can get, skinnier ones. You can get smaller ones. Whatever works for your space. So I have 4 of them here that I use. And I really like that I can see all of the little things, all of the little stuff that I have. It's perfect for that. And then I have a pegboard above and everything. It had been turned, a different direction, so I don't know. I probably should paint that or something like that. It's somewhat useful, but, as supplies change and things get different, sometimes, things don't work as well as they used to. But mainly, just find things, find little boxes, label your boxes, if something doesn't work, find something else that'll work. So I have like a basket there with my label, maker things. I have all these like little boxes that have different, things in them. And I've just, stuck masking tape on. Magazine, I think that's what those are called, magazine holders. Those boxes are great for, paper and stickers and all that sort of stuff. Then I have like shipping boxes here, just kind of like lined up. So, I hope, you got a few ideas for just different containers, making your space your own and just finding things that kind of work. And you know what? If something doesn't work out, you just change it. You just kind of figure out what else you can do. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Thank you. Bye bye.